The jury in Bill Cosby's sensational trial for aggravated indecent assault have failed to reach a verdict in an outcome that has thrown the court into disarray. The 79-year-old disgraced actor was in court to hear the stunning news, bringing to an end a trial that lasted just 6 days and a defense that lasted just 6 minutes. But after 53 hours of deliberations, the jury returned unable to reconcile the two very different scenarios placed before them by the prosecution and Cosby's defense. Outside the courthouse, Cosby's publicist took a jab at Gloria Allred, who represents several of Cosby's accusers. For all those attorneys, who conspired like Gloria Allred, tell them to go back to law school and take another class, Andrew Wyatt said. Allred represents 33 other women who are accusing Cosby of misconduct, though she is not the principal attorney for defendant Andrea Constand. Judge O'Neill asked each juror individually, "Do you agree that there is a hopeless deadlock that cannot be resolved by further deliberations?" Each responded yes. Moments after the jury had confirmed that it was hopelessly deadlocked after 53 hours of deliberation, Brian McMonigal asked for a mistrial. O'Neill granted it for manifest necessity. Montgomery County will retry Cosby on all 3 counts. Prosecutor Kevin Steele announced the decision as O'Neill released Cosby, who remains charged and on bail in this county on 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault. There was an loud gasp from the court when Steele told the judge that the Commonwealth will retry Cosby, who did not react. O'Neill said he had nothing but admiration for the zealous advocacy and compassion within advocacy that the court and counsel had brought to the case under what he described as extraordinary circumstances. Cosby leaned back in his chair, stroking his chin, his eyes closed as O'Neill spoke to the still stunned courtroom. "If this case is to be retried, I have no doubt that this court will come together again and show that justice is blind, justice is here for all parties, and justice is just fine." The criminal justice system went on. "There weren't riots in the street. You did your jobs, and I thank you for that. When our county was under the eyes of the country watching how would we deliver justice, I thank you all for that, and with that I bid you a farewell for this case and happy Father's Day." Outside the courthouse, a statement from Cosby's wife Camille, 73, was read. "How do I describe the district attorney? Heinously and exploitatively ambitious," she said. "How do I describe the judge? Overtly arrogant in collaborating with the district attorney. How do I describe the counsels for the accusers? Totally unethical. How do I describe many, but not all, general media? Blatantly vicious entities that continually disseminated intentional omissions of truth for the primary purpose of greedily selling sensationalism at the expense of a human life. Historically, people have challenged injustices. I am grateful to any of the jurors who tenaciously fought to review the evidence, which is the rightful way to make a sound decision. Ultimately, that is the manifestation of justice, based on facts, not lies. As a very special friend once stated, truth can be subdued, but not destroyed." Cosby's publicist Andrew Wyatt said Cosby's legacy had been restored. He also took a jab at Gloria Allred, who represents 33 other women who are accusing Cosby of misconduct. Allred also spoke outside the courthouse, saying, "We can never underestimate the blinding power of celebrity, but justice will come." Speaking at a press conference after the trial, District Attorney Kevin Steele, whose promise to prosecute Cosby was central to his election campaign, said, "Although we are disappointed that the jury was not able to come to a verdict on this case, we appreciate the tremendous sacrifices the jurors have made. This has been a long process to get to this point. We had to overcome a number of obstacles that were put in our way, attempts by the defense to delay this trial. We got to try our case and got to a point where Andrea Constand got a chance to testify in a court of law. We will take a long hard look at everything involved and we will retry it. Our plan is to move things forward as soon as possible. There's some good outcomes to have come from this despite the fact that the jury couldn't come to a verdict. Andrea Constand and previous bad acts got to face the defendant in court. Too often sexual assaults do not get reported. Especially cases where a drug has been used, an intoxicant, so a victim does not have a clear memory of what went on. We hope that by moving forward in this case, sends a clear message that victims in this type of crime can move forward and can be heard in what has happened to them, and prosecutors and investigators will treat them with the respect that they deserve. The other part of this that is so important is standing up for sexual assault victims. When we look at the case, we have one victim. We have Andrea Constand. She has shown such courage through this, and we're just in awe of what she has done and moved forward in this case. We made the determination we had talked about today in moving forward. It lies in the fact that she's entitled to a verdict in this case, and we will push forward to try to get that done, to get justice done. As prosecutors, we should take on the tough cases, and we do it because it's the right thing to do. In this case, there's no doubt in all of our minds that this was the right thing to do, and so we'll push forward.